so I'm doing this video to announce the June diet challenge. Each month we do diet challenges for the first 3 weeks of every month to kind of train you into getting fit and disciplined with your diet. We've been doing this now for about 1.5 years. So as we're progressing on to June, and the June diet challenges is going to be 2 parts. Okay, so we're going to make it a little bit more challenging. So the first thing that we're going to do on Mondays is going to be no meat Mondays. And you could have seen this from the no meat challenge that we did a couple months ago. Those of you that did that, you'll have no problems because we've already done it. We've done no meat for a whole month, and so doing no meat on Monday should be no problem. So what I mean by that is breakfast, lunch, and dinner, snacks, no meat. So there's actually a website, I'll put it on my website, for no meat Monday recipes, and there's lots of recipes that you can look up if you're interested in that. And so that's going to be the first part. Okay, so the second part is going to be for lunch. Just focusing on lunch for this next part. So Wednesdays and Fridays, we're going to be doing all raw lunch days, okay? So for breakfast and dinner and your snacks, eat what you want, but make it clean and healthy. But for lunch, I want you guys to focus on eating raw. So when I say raw, that means obviously no meat, nothing cooked, and pretty much raw. So there's a couple benefits from eating raw, and I'm going to go over those quickly. All right, so something that I read that was interesting in terms of why people eat raw, why there's raw food diets, is that a seed, for instance, if it's cooked, that means it's no longer alive. That means it's kind of dead. But if it's a raw seed, it means it's still living and it's lively. So that's one of the benefits, I guess, of eating raw food, is that you're putting raw food into your body, which is full of the nutrients. Once you are cooking food, you're stripping a lot of the nutrients away, and you're getting rid of all the healthy stuff. So eating raw, you're keeping much more nutrients in your system. And another way that I just thought of doing the raw food diet for the lunch is that it's pretty much like a mini detox. It's a mini detox in the middle of your day to just keep it clean, eating raw, drinking lots of water, and you should feel a big difference. And so that leads me to the next thing. Eating raw will lead to a lot of energy. You'll have a lot more energy. I picked lunch because a lot of people that work, they get tired at 2 or 3 o'clock, right? You're like, oh my gosh, I'm ready to go home, take a nap. Okay, so eating raw should help that middle of the day slump to make you feel better and more lively. And another cool thing about eating raw is that you can kind of eat as much as you want. So as long as it's in moderation, of course, just watch that, but eat as much as you want. So more than likely you're gonna wanna keep eating anyway, because it's a lot of water is full of the raw foods. So you're gonna keep wanting to put that in your body. So eat as much as you want. You might wanna pack a little additional vegetables to keep you full during the day, because you'll probably be hungry after 30 minutes. But within that time segment for lunch, go ahead and feel free to eat as much fruits and vegetables as you want. Who hates doing dishes? I do. Okay, so that's another benefit of eating raw. You don't have to worry about that many dishes. You might have a knife, you might have a cutting board, but eating raw, it's less dishes, so that's a benefit. You don't have to do a lot of big pots and pans. And then another thing, raw food, depending on where you shop, could be a little bit more expensive, so make sure that you're budgeting, make sure that you're looking on sale, going to the farmer's market. And it's a cool thing that I like to do. I like to go ahead and sign up for the newsletters for the local grocery store, so when things are on sale, you'll get it in your email. Okay, so that's a way to keep on track. And if you can buy fresh, maybe twice a week, you might benefit from that better, because, an example, I bought strawberries last week. Well, I buy groceries on Saturday. Well, by Friday, the strawberries are really no good. So with raw food especially, it's good to get the food and eat it very quickly. So again, if you can do grocery shopping 1 or 2 times a week, it might be beneficial for the month of June. And then another quick tip is, your mental state in terms of your thinking and you being alert. It kind of goes back to being sluggish and tired after eating a lot of heavy things for lunch. Go ahead and try eating raw food and feel the energy in that aspect as well, which might also be a great benefit. Another neat thing about eating raw is that your kids can help prepare food too. So your kids, if you have some grapes, they can help wash off some grapes and they can put it in their little plastic bag for lunch. Especially summertime, it's hot, popping some grapes might be a good deal. Of course, anything involving cutting, you obviously probably want to do, but it's a good way to get your kid involved. They might feel more, independent, and they can do their own thing. And then, Mom, Dad, I just fixed my own, my meal, and that might, spike your kid's day. For those of you that are still struggling with, possibly cold, flu symptoms, sinuses, allergies, I know I have it. I am really looking forward to this helping me out, because my allergies are awful, and flooding your body with healthy nutrients really does help that. So again, eating raw foods will help rid the body of not only just colds and flus and sinuses, but more of the chronic diseases as well in the long term. So if you guys can incorporate eating raw foods into your diet weekly, you will really help your body be more healthy. Eating raw foods is said to have more flavor than cooking food. Now that one, I'm not quite sure, because if you have the right chef or the right restaurant that knows how to saute some vegetables, it's actually really good. But you will notice a difference when you go to eat raw vegetables. You'll feel the taste, and it's going to be much stronger than you would think as though if cooking it. So that's just something to kind of alert you, get ready, that you'll definitely taste. For instance, cauliflower is the number one. Eating raw cauliflower to me is just like so icky. When I roast it, cook it, or saute it, it is amazing, okay? That recipe will be on my site later, but again, you might have a favorite vegetable that you eat, that you saute and that you cook, but as soon as you try and eat it raw, you might be like, oh my gosh, this is nasty. That just goes to show you all the enzymes, all the nutrients that are being stripped out of it because you're eating it cooked. Oh, and another quick tip that probably don't want to hear, but in terms of going regularly, if you're not already going regularly daily, then this is going to be a great opportunity to see how your body adjusts to putting raw fruits and vegetables into your system. So again, we're just doing it for lunch, so you might feel a little bloated, you might feel a little after lunch, but again, it's just a change that your body's getting used to, because it might not be used to eating all the fruits and vegetables. So again, monitor your body. If you're getting to the point where, oh my gosh, I have too much fiber in the system, you can really get a lot of cramps in the abdominal area, just say, Marcy, I can't do the challenge, I'm not feeling too great, okay? So again, always do what's healthy for you. If you cannot physically eat the raw foods, no big deal, just skip and go to the next month's challenge. But again, you should feel more regular and be more regular, and that's just something else to think about. You might ask, can I juice? Can I do that for lunch? Sure, why not? Raw foods is juicing, so feel free to do that as well. But I also want you to practice physically eating the raw fruits and vegetables too, to train your body that it's okay to eat raw fruits and vegetables sometimes. You don't always have to eat cooked. So make sure that you're doing a combination of both. Dehydrated fruits and vegetables, that's kind of up to you if you want to. Just read the package, read the labeling, look at the sugar, the sodium intake content. Make sure that it's not too high. If it's something reasonable, you think that's healthy, feel free to have at it to enjoy that for your lunch as well. All right, so lastly, a lot of people have the concern eating raw as well. What am I going to do about my protein? I need my protein intake, and that is just a lot of things that people struggle with when they do the raw food diet. And that's another reason why for the month of June, I'm only focusing on lunch. Okay, so you can have your protein at breakfast, and you can have your protein at dinner or your snacks. And you can even have your protein during lunch if you choose to eat legumes, nuts, tofu, if you are a tofu eater. I'm not a tofu eater. But that's just something that you can think of in terms of eating, especially snacks. A good snack is almonds and almost any type of fruit. So that would be a great snack that is going to be considered raw. So just think of that in terms of eating raw, and you should be good to go. So it's going to be also very important for the month of June that you are definitely hydrating your body, keeping it healthy, keeping it flushed, and you will definitely notice a difference again with your skin if you're drinking a lot of water and eating raw foods. Again, you're pretty much doing a mini detox on Wednesdays and Fridays. You should feel different. So Mondays we're chopping out the meat. Again, it's not that meat's bad. It's just to discipline your brain to say, what else can I eat if there's no meat in the menu? Okay, so again, there's lots of options, and again, I'll put that stuff on my website. All other details will be on the website, so just make sure you check it out. I hope you guys do it. Again, all of these diet challenges are for a learning experience. It's not saying that, oh my gosh, I'm doing raw food diet on Wednesdays and Fridays because everything else is bad. No, it's just testing your body to see how you like it. So stay tuned, and I hope you guys join. See ya.